He's probably the most dangerous mashup of two characters ever made in comics. Hey guys, today I will give you the comic book origins of the Batman Who Laughs. Now, a fairly new character. This will not only be one of my favorite videos, it will also be one of the most disturbed characters I have ever covered, ever. Because the Batman Who Laughs is certifiably one of the craziest characters, one of the more psychotic villains that has ever been birthed in the comic books. Even more crazy than a standard Joker. But his origin basically starts in the negative Earth 21. But the comic that I'm using from basically opens with the Batman Who Laughs talking to someone with bandages on their face in a wheelchair. He basically tells him about the highest value in a deck of playing cards, so the king at the top and so on. But the next page then gives us negative Earth 21, which is where the Batman Who Laughs origins begins. It basically starts with Joker poisoning Batman so that he's paralyzed enough physically, but mentally he's still him. But this time, Joker has gone all out. He's using bombs to destroy hospitals. He's killed other villains such as Killer Croc and Penguin and Catwoman. He's dissolved Jim Gordon's eyes. And with his last breath, he shouts out Barbara as his jaw breaks off. Joker has gone all out in this one. He even goes as far as to recreate Batman's parents dying in Crime Alley, as he proceeds to kill a little girl's parents by shooting them in the head, but then he Jokerizes the little girl. All of this is to try and get Batman to snap and kill Joker. Because he says in it, I know it has to exist, Bruce. I know it does. But with it, Joker actually does get killed by Batman with the tightest headlock you have ever seen. But not only that, when Joker dies, Joker gas starts coming from his mouth and it contaminates Batman. 2 days later, when Batman meets up with Superman, and the two of them talk about Joker's chemicals and the gas, and it turns out that the Joker chemicals that he fell into were actually killing him. Hence why he went all out with this. But not only that, but Batman has also started to change a little bit as Superman is telling him that one of the Jokerized kids had actually tried to bite the throat out of her psychiatrist. And Batman lets out a little laugh, which just proves that Batman is starting to become less hinged as the chemicals rearrange the wires in his brain. 3 days later, he brings the entire Bat family into the Batcave and tells them all what's happened, how Joker has poisoned him, and the chemicals are changing his brain chemistry. While the rest of the family is all optimistic that they're going to find a cure for it, they're going to help somehow, but Batman just turns around and says, the reason I've gathered you all here was to kill you. You're the first to discover this, and I'm going to make you die. With this, he uses 2 machine guns and mows them down just like Scarface with a huge grin on his face. A few days later, he basically kills most of the Justice League with every weapon that they've gathered from their villains in the Watchtower storage. The only villain he hasn't killed is Superman. Sorry, hero. The only hero he hasn't killed is Superman, as he says to him that he's disappointed that he hasn't killed him already, and the number of ways he knows how to. But not only that, he also brought Lois and John, who are Superman's wife and son, to the Watchtower so that Superman would kill them. But Superman, being Superman, he obviously wouldn't, which is why Batman gives him a piece of black kryptonite, which sends him crazy and makes him kill them. Eventually, the Batman Who Laughs had Negative Earth 21 on its knees, and he eventually got a visit from Barbatos, another character that I'll be covering shortly. But basically, it returns to the conversation he's having with the wheelchair bandage man, as he says that a combination between a king, as Joker referred to Batman as, he referred to him as the king of a deck, ruling over his black castle. That a combination between a king in a deck of cards and a Joker would have dire consequences and would have infinite value. But his abilities are basically the same as Batman's, but he's obviously more psychotic than Joker could ever be, as he is basically an amalgamation of both Joker and Batman's trauma. But that's about it for the Batman Who Laughs, guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment what you think down below, and I'll be back tomorrow to give you more origin stories. See you guys.